because it's lockdown, people are taking advantage. And then we now heard stories of pickpocketing, how they move closer to you, snatch your board. Everything just seemed to be going wrong at the same time. Those are the two points I was pretty scared. Like, afternoon, no. Afternoon, it's not like midnight. Because it's lockdown, people. Guys, this is your girl TTK. My name is Ttk Jinadu. I'm back again with another Telling It Just the Way It Is chat series. It's a quick one today, guys. Let's chat. I need to tell you something that happened to me not too long ago. Okay? A few days ago, I had an appointment with my bank, so I had to quickly run down to the bank. I was walking so fast that I did not realize somebody was following me. I increased my pace. I noticed, like you're walking so fast and you felt like there's somebody behind you. I increased my pace and this guy increased his pace. And then I walked so fast that when I was about to turn left, I had to look back and I saw him. He had this face mask. Everybody wears face masks now because of the pandemic disease out there. So I looked at him, and then as soon as I was around people, I stopped in front of an office just before my bank. You understand? I stopped in front of that big building. It looks like an abandoned office. Not abandoned, no, just because of the COVID, it wasn't as busy as it was supposed to be. But the building was open. So I stopped in front of it. He too stopped. And then I make an attempt, like I was about to go into the building. He went straight inside the building before me. I still stopped because I don't want to move away from people. So I stopped. I stood in the same spot. He came outside, kind of wandered around a little bit, and then came and stood not too far away from me. Then I moved a bit forward and acted as if I wanted to use the ATM machine. There's an ATM machine just before my bank. He moved closer. I moved away from it. Then is my bank. I stood right in front of the door. Again, the same thing I did with the office. I stood right in front of the door. He too kind of moved a little bit closer. At this point, I was pretty scared. Like, afternoon, no. Afternoon. It's not like midnight or evening or it's dark. It wasn't dark. It was daylight, broad daylight. So I stood in front of the bank. He too stood pretty close to me. So I dashed into the bank. You understand? I opened the door and I went inside the bank because of the COVID, the bank opened like 9 a.m. and they close very early, like 2 p.m. on some certain days. So they're not fully open. So you have to go to the bank. You have to be at the bank quite early, especially if you have an appointment. So it's not like it was dark. So I went inside. He too went inside. But as you step into the bank, there's always like a security man or somebody waiting not too far from the door, and he started asking questions like, okay, what are you here for? Blah blah, can we help you? They ask you questions before they direct you to maybe the cashier or the financial advisor, whoever you want to see. So he asked me and I told him what I was there for. So he directed me to the right place. So I went straight ahead, but I was looking behind to make sure he's not following me. And then the man asked him, just before the man finished his statement, he just turned back. He turned out. He left inside the bank. So I finished my transaction in the bank, did everything I came there to do, but my mind was still beating like, what's the next move? What's the next move? What do I do? Because I've never experienced, not broad daylight, in London, no, on London Street, in the street of London. So I walked towards the door. When I finished, I walked towards the door and I saw him. There's a bus stop right in front of that bank. He was sitting there, still waiting for me, I guess, because he was not coming to that bus stop. He followed me. He sat on that chair. There's always a chair, like like a desk kind of. He sat on it and he was on his phone. It was like, maybe, I don't know if he's playing games or if he's sending a message. I could see that he was so engrossed. So I came out of the bank. My normal route should be that I will walk in front of him to go back towards my house. You understand? I have to walk in front of him. That's it would be my normal route. But this time around, since I noticed that he was so engrossed in what he was doing, he was on his phone, I quickly crossed over to the other side, even though he was on his phone. You understand? He was on his phone. And this is a route that I don't know. I just crossed over and I kept walking straight to an unknown destination. Because if I walk towards the right direction, what is supposed to be my right direction, it will follow me. It will then raise his head up and he could see me. I walked so fast. I just walked so fast and went and chilled somewhere. And that experience just made me felt like, um, because it's lockdown, people are taking advantage. And then we now heard stories of pickpocketing, how they move closer to you, snatch your bag. And they're doing it quite often in broad daylight on the street of London. On the street of London. And I think it's really, really sad that some people are doing this. Some have even taken to like stealing cars. Some people have taken to stealing cars like Range Rover, all those kind of cars. Some people wake up and the car is not on their garage in front of their driveway. It's gone. And I'm like, is this the lockdown is supposed to be to prevent COVID, not to for some people to take to stealing. Another thing I experienced, it's just so sad, but I need to talk about it so that people are aware. If you need to step out, even though the government in the UK is encouraging us to stay at home, only go out when you need to buy some essential things like food, drugs and stuff. If you need to go out, keep washing your back. It's very, very important. Watch your back. Know who is following you. Be very, very aware of your surroundings. That experience got me scared. I was very, very scared. Another thing that happened to me that I think has been rampant during this challenging period is online scam. I log into my email. I got a message from Amazon that my account has been compromised. If it's not me, that I should click on a link and reset my password. And coincidentally, a day before, I'd shopped on Amazon. I bought some things on Amazon, on the Amazon website. I bought a couple of things on the Amazon website. So it just felt right. I now clicked on that link. The next thing, my antivirus notification came up. When you have this, and it's very, very important that you have antivirus installed on your laptop. It's very, very important. This is the time you need it. If you've not been using any, I think this is the time you need it. Just came up like that site is not safe. If I want to continue at my risk, the antivirus brought up some messages that scared me. And then I looked properly at the web address. What they did was they started the www.amazing, then something, some jargons. It wasn't the proper Amazing web link that I click on. And the person, whoever set that up, must have had some dealings online, because I've got that message before that it was truly amazing. They will tell you to quickly change your password. But these people, and coincidentally again, at the same time, I was on my Twitter account, the browser was open. Immediately Twitter notified me that your password have been exposed. Please log out and click on this link to reset your password. Everything just seemed to be going wrong at the same time. Those are the two browsers I was in, my email and my Twitter. And this would be the second time I'm experiencing that online. So the next thing I did was I just log out completely. I deleted that link, that message. I kind of like press shift and delete. You permanently delete it. There's some temporary deletion when you delete, and it will be in your spam or your trash can, whatever. No, permanently delete it. Then log out of my laptop completely for some time. Went back in and then reset my Twitter account. What saved me on that day, what really saved me on that day, is the antivirus on my laptop. If you don't have it, you need an antivirus. This is the second time that is happening to me. And most times I try not to fall for it, but I fell for this particular one because I was on the Amazon website a day before. A day before. You understand? A day before. Or another thing I want you to be aware of is those phone calls where they will call you and they will say, can you confirm your this? Can you tell us? And they'll be asking for date of birth and all your personal details. Do not give it. It's very, very important. Don't give your details on the phone. Whoever is calling you should have those details already. If not, most times I don't take those calls. Sometimes some are even genuine. I rather prefer to contact them myself and then we'll address the situation. But when you're getting calls from your bank or from your supposed bank, and Most times you're supposed to answer some sort of security questions so that they can know that you're the true person calling. But then again, when they call you and they start asking you what's your date of birth, la la la, don't give it. Do not. Do not. I just said I should do this video to quickly warn you, especially if you live in London right now. Some people are taking advantage of the fact that we are on complete lockdown. These people are robbing people in broad daylight. I'm just talking, I'm doing this video to bring that to your attention. I was close to being robbed because it was right close to my shoulder, and I was walking so fast, and I increased my pace when I noticed there's somebody behind me. If I turn left, he turn left. If I turn right, if I stop, he will stop. And the thing with this guy is that, you know, you look at some people and you will know that they're up to something, or they're desperate, or they look dirty, they're not well fed, or they look poor, or they look, I'm sorry, I'm not insulting, I'm just saying it the way it is, or they're up to something. There's a way they look, you understand? Some people will look really, really dirty, you know, they're out, there's not, but this guy was looking so nice. He was wearing one of the nicest trainers I've ever seen, clean joggers. He was looking so nice. You will not suspect him. So guys, beware. Beware. Right now you have to beware when you're out on the street, especially if you live in London, UK. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's chat. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please click on that subscribe button down there. Click on it and you will not regret it. Click on that red button down there or there. It's somewhere there. Just click on it. Subscribe. Be part of the family. Help grow this family. Anyway, guys, have a nice day. Have a nice week. God bless you. Ta-ta. Ta-ta.